So hello fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And Mike Tyson apparently gets a Woody from fighting. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast and this was his latest appearance. I guess he was on there August 20 something. And this is after Joe Rogan had excitedly told everybody, well, of course, they wouldn't just know from Joe Rogan, but he's going to fight somebody else. I don't know who the guy is, but apparently it is for charity. And Joe Rogan and a lot of other people said that they would watch. So I am sure that there is a large amount of money on the table. But as Mike Tyson said, he's gotten a bit tired of doing stuff for himself. So I think that that is amazing, really, that however many millions and millions of dollars he's going to donate that to charity. That is really absolutely amazing, Mike Tyson, and I'm glad. Joe Rogan apparently was really impressed when he saw a video that came out, on Instagram or something, that showed Mike Tyson punching a punching bag. I don't know why I'm slipping up with that one. But yeah, so it was really exciting for for Joe Rogan. And I think there was a quote that said, "The gods of war have reignited my vigor," or something like that. And it looked really cool. I don't know that I looked at the whole thing, but maybe I just saw it from Joe Rogan's podcast. Anyway, the funniest thing about that video is that Mike Tyson explained that after he put on that show for Instagram, he said it was about 30 seconds. For the next week, he was in pain and he remembered why he quit fighting. I thought that was hilarious that Joe is, putting all of this emotion onto this video that ultimately causes Mike Tyson so much pain just to put on this show. And I'm sure that he didn't anticipate that it would hurt him so much. He probably has, a lot of built up injuries, for example, from his past, that it's not simply a question of just him overexerting himself. I think he's mentioned something like sciatica, maybe. So, but that was really kind of hilarious, honestly. And what he was talking about on Joe Rogan previously, prior to deciding to go back to fighting, is that he didn't want to start fighting because, he didn't even want to start exercising because that would, get his ego going, and then he'd want to start fighting, and he didn't really want to go back there. But apparently, his wife, he tried to, I guess, put on some clothes, and he said it went disastrously. I don't know what was special about these clothes. Maybe it was clothes that he used to wear previously or whatever. But after it went disastrously, apparently he was feeling poorly about himself. And his wife said, well, you can just get on the gym for 15 minutes. And he said that 15 minutes turned into 2 hours every day. And then the next thing you know, exactly as predicted, here he was getting excited about fighting again. Anyway, at some point during the discussion, he's asking Joe, he's like, what do you call it when you get an erection because you want to fight so much, or you get an erection from looking forward to fighting or from fighting? And Joe was like, I don't know. And he's like, well, you're a smart guy. I figured you might know. So ultimately they didn't. But Joe was, I guess it's something that maybe even I would put all this stuff on Mike Tyson, which is that you were at such a high level of boxing that, you're above us, all of us normal human beings. I'm sure it was really difficult to, go through life like this with all of us ordinary humans for so long, and now you're back to it. And he's like, no, not really. It wasn't that big a deal. And I thought that was really kind of funny, because I think even the same thing happened when Eminem was talking to Mike Tyson. I think Eminem was pretty straightforward. He was like, listen, I might just go real stan on you and just be so amazed and everything. And I think he did, But I was looking at, Mike Tyson's career, some of his fights, some of the pre-fight things that he had. And this guy was, as you would expect, I don't want to use the analogy or the metaphor of a dog, but I guess, one of these fighting dogs, a dog that wants to snarl and bite at everybody. And after, he lost to Buster Douglas, I think, and in some of these other fights and in some of these other pre-fights, where you're trying to get people excited, he was literally trying to fight his opponent before the fight at the media event that they had. He was honest to goodness. The people had to pull him off the other guy. I think people remember the pre-Buster Douglas days. I think that Mike really spoke about what happened, how he lost to Buster Douglas. I think maybe he just really was not getting into condition like he was supposed to. But clearly, even after that fight, I think he lost to Buster Douglas again. And he just never was the Mike Tyson that we knew for such a long time, who would just knock people out in the first round, And that's what I think a lot of us, that's what we're looking for. But we don't remember the fact that he had a pretty slow decline. And for a long time there, it was really messy, especially with him biting off, what's his name's ears, or pieces of that guy's ears, or just biting one ear and then biting piece off of the other ear. Mike Tyson at the end there, it wasn't amazing. That's why he's not, like Evander Holyfield that we would see on TV, maybe emceeing an event or talking at a fight or something, because he had a bad rep towards the end there. So I really hope that Mike can regain some of the former Mike stuff in terms, or maybe something that he never had. Maybe he can regain or get something that he never had, to be able not to succumb to the dark side and the stuff that we were seeing towards the end of his career that really I don't think anybody can say that they were really interested in seeing. Or if they were interested in seeing it, it definitely wasn't Mike Tyson at his best. But it should be an interesting fight, because Mike Tyson apparently is going through all sorts of therapy, like stem cell therapy. I think he said he was going to Colombia, and he's doing a lot of different interesting, maybe even experimental treatments to try to regain some of his former vigor. So that should be exciting. Anyway, guys, be good to each other. Peace.